Good evening and welcome, friends. The fact that you're watching News Sunday shows how seriously you take what's happening in and around you and in the country. So let's make your next 1 hour fruitful. Or at least let's try, along with my panelists. All day today, two topics have trended through the news cycle. Modi government's decision to bring a new pension scheme, not the NPS, it's called Unified Pension Scheme, the UPS, which keeps contribution part of the NPS but brings in a short returns component of the OPS, the old pension scheme. Seems like a smart move. Opposition reactions have been more like, okay, fine, under our pressure, but there are questions. Did the BJP get psyched out? Remember, even the Congress did not mention OPS in its manifesto during general elections. Also, what happens to the Revdi argument? We'll try to understand. Plus, there's been a lot of talk in the last 24 hours that the next Miss India election should have SC, ST and OBC reservations. Maybe we should extend it to our cricket team. We should have airline pilots based on reservations. And we should refuse to fly if out of every 10 flights we take, at least 5 are not flown by SC, ST or OBC pilots. Maybe we should be watching more of Aishwarya Rai films. I'll come to it during the debate. Seriously, is caste census an idea whose time has come? Congress buried the idea in 2011 when it was in power. Rahul Gandhi was part of the government then. I'll discuss all this with a panel of guests. Let me get you the headlines first.
कानूनों में नाबालिगों से हुए यौन अपराधों पर फांसी और उम्र कैद की सजा का प्रावधान किया गया है.
As Justice for Abhay Chorus grows, Prime Minister Modi in Maharashtra sends out a strong message, says criminals won't be spared. Polygraph test of prime accused in Kolkata rape and murder case, Sanjay Roy completed. Meanwhile, the CBI raids former RG Car principal Sandeep Ghosh's residence. Ahead of 4 state assembly elections, one union territory, Prime Minister Narendra Modi chairs key CEC meet in the national capital.
Members of the associations who are representing the central government employees, they are all very happy about this movement.
Rao over census move to approve unified pension scheme. Opposition calls it old wine in a new bottle. Malayalam director Ranjit quits Kerala Film Academy over misconduct charges. Denies allegations, says I am innocent. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome again. Just to understand what has happened insofar as the unified pension scheme is concerned, a day after the centre approved it, the move has triggered a massive debate, with the opposition questioning the timing of the move and trying to corner the Modi government. But the question that is valid to ask today is, after this big move, is caste census an idea whose time perhaps has come insofar as India's politics go? Let's debate. Let's look at the facts and then I come back for a conversation.
The Modi government has approved the unified pension scheme.
जो जॉइंट कंसल्टेटिव मैकेनिज्म है सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के एम्प्लॉयज का JCM, उसके साथ मल्टीपल मीटिंग्स, फिर दुनिया के कई देशों में किस तरह की स्कीम्स हैं, किस तरह के सिस्टम्स हैं, वो भी देखा. और इस कंसल्टेशन के बाद में एक यूनिफाइड पेंशन स्कीम का रिकमेंडेशन इस कमेटी ने किया. और आज प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी की अध्यक्षता में यूनियन कैबिनेट ने यूनिफाइड पेंशन स्कीम को अप्रूव किया है, इसको अनुमोदित किया है और ये स्कीम अभी आने वाले समय में लागू होगी।
The UPS will benefit 23 lakh central government employees under the NPS. The scheme will come into effect from April 1st, 2025, and employees can choose between NPS and UPS. The UPS aims to provide assured pension, family pension, and assured minimum pension to government employees. But the opposition has again tried to corner the Modi government on timing.
The old wine supplied in new bottle. It is in the name of unified because Modi's favorite subject is to change the name. Even he like to change the father's name also because it is old. So OPS now have been changed to UPS. It is just to hoodwink the people because it is far from the demands of the employees.
They say the move is deliberate as it comes just ahead of assembly polls.
जो काम सरकार को बहुत पहले कर देना चाहिए था वो सरकार अब दबाव के अंदर कर रही है। सारा विपक्ष ये कहता रहा है कि पेंशन के मामले में सरकार को डिसीजन लेना चाहिए। ये जो 2 हिस्सों में बांटा है और 50% पेंशन दी जा रही है ये भी कम है। जैसे कि पहले होता था कि सैलरी की बुनियाद पे, तनख्वाह की बुनियाद पे एम्प्लॉइज को पेंशन मिलनी चाहिए और 50% नहीं मिलनी चाहिए, 100% मिलनी चाहिए।
The BJP hit back, asking whether the opposition wants or does not want the scheme.
ये घोषणा वाली पार्टी कांग्रेस पार्टी सिर्फ घोषणा ही करेगी, घोषणा के अमल में लाने का भी कभी काम करेगी। The Congress party has become so weary of the palpable falsehood of his assurance about pension that it could not muster the courage to include that as a part of its manifesto in the Lok Sabha election.
Remember, the Congress party did not mention OPS in its manifesto. Now, with the Modi government blunting opposition attack on old pension scheme, is caste census next?
All right, joining me in this conversation, Sanju Verma, national spokesperson of the BJP, Pattabhi Ram Kumar Reddy is national spokesperson of the TDP. He's joining us live from Vijayawada. He would be joining us in a bit, in fact, not right now. Uday Mahurkar, political analyst, and he's joining us live from Ahmedabad tonight. And that sets the right versus the opposition, led by Romesh Sabharwal, member of the AICC, live from Noida. Also Tariq Khan, he's a spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. He's joining us live from Delhi. Also Pulla Rao, political analyst, leans towards the DMK. And Dr. Sandeep Yadav, professor of the Delhi University. We would be having, remember, a conversation on 2 issues. So one is, of course, the unified pension scheme which the government has brought. And then, of course, the caste census. Let me get it straight between Romesh Sabharwal and Sanju Verma. Romesh Sabharwal, to you first. What's with this old wine? People say old wine is good. I mean, if the Modi government has brought in old wine in a new bottle, called it unified pension scheme, the Congress should be happy that their agenda, which in fact the Congress did not mention in its manifesto, has now been implemented by the Modi government. You should be thanking them.
We always were in favor of the pension from the beginning, since the independence of the country. We always gave a pension. The BJP was opposing the pension. And we were always fighting. We are pro-government servants because we feel that, I being a son of a government servant, I know what the Congress party has done for the government servants. This country is being run by the government servants. They do so much hard work. Ministers form the policies, bureaucrats form the policies, but the implementation done by the government servants. So
okay.
They were against the pension always. Now we appreciate that. At least they are coming on our lines. The Congress party from Indiraji's time, Nehruji's time, Shastriji's time, Rajiji's time, Narasimha Rao's time, Manmohan Singh ji, always we gave a pension to the government servants all over the country.
Romesh Sabharwal.
Oh, at least now they're falling. Now they're falling.
No,
But still,
Romesh Sabharwal.
more has to be done.
Sorry to be
We are
interjecting.
going through that.
Sorry to be interjecting. Just one fact check. You know, the NPS was brought in by the Vajpayee government before it was ousted in 2004. But between 2004 and 2014, for good 10 years, you were in power. But you continued with NPS. There was no mention of OPS, the old pension scheme, to be brought back. It's only post-2014, in fact, perhaps post-2019, after having been out of power for 5 years and more, the Congress realized maybe you need to, get something for the government employees and to get that vote bank on your side, that you have started talking about OPS. In your 10 years in power, you did nothing.
We always form the pay commissions for them. We were always does the best thing for the government servants. They were always anti-government servants. So now when the elections are on the peak, the elections have been declared in Maharashtra, in Haryana. So they want to take the advantage of that. But still we appreciate, I appreciate by personal level. My party has to take a stand on this. We are working on that. Today is a holiday, so tomorrow definitely something will come from our side.
Okay, Sanju Verma, Romesh Sabharwal, for a change, appreciating what you have done, but he is still questioning the timing. Maharashtra elections is the target. And interestingly so, within 24 hours, Maharashtra becomes the first state, Sanju Verma, which accepts the UPS and is going to implement in the state.
Let's be very clear. First and foremost, Mr. Sabharwal made some interesting points. I hope we can have a sensible debate, as always, on your show, Abhishek. First and foremost, let's be very honest. Every 3 or 4 months, there is either a civic body election या assembly election होते हैं. लोक सभा election तो खैर हर 5 साल में एक बार आती है. So if every decision of Modi government is going to be measured against the yardstick, कि ये तो चुनाव को मद्देनजर रखते हुए ये कदम उठाया गया है, then I think that is a whole lot of balderdash, because that argument falls flat on the face. Point number 2, let's be very clear. ये जो लोग कहते हैं, unified pension system is old wine in a new bottle. I completely disagree, and I will tell you why. The basic difference which your audience needs to know, because आजकल क्या होता है ना Abhishek, there is a whole lot of outrage. People who don't know the spelling of economics want to give gyan on Modinomics to the Janta. The old pension system, which is currently, for instance, prevalent in Himachal Pradesh, the old pension system, the entire burden falls on the state exchequer. The employee does not have to contribute anything monthly from his salary, his or her salary. Now, the new pension system said that the government's contribution will be 14% and the employee's contribution will be 10%. Now, the unified pension system is actually the best of both the worlds. It increases the government contribution from 14% to 18.5%. The employer contribution has not been removed. It continues to stay at 10%.
You're right.
On one hand, you have the employees who will also have to contribute, but the state exchequer will have to bear a slightly larger part of the entire burden. Very quickly in 20 seconds, the biggest benefit is this. You have in the unified pension system an assured pension of 50% of the basic salary. You have a minimum pension of rupees 10,000 per month, and you have an assured family pension at the rate of 60% of the pension amount, which is
Sanju, but the political argument about the timing
dies before completing his or her service period. So you have 3 concepts: assured pension, minimum pension, and assured family pension within the ambit of the unified
Sanju, but about the timing, you see the timing.
Point. Please, just last point. In the old pension system, you can never get a lump sum amount of more than 20 lakh rupees because the entire pension corpus is invested only in debt instruments. But under the unified pension system, like the NPS, 40% of the corpus is invested in equity or market-linked securities, which means while there might be a higher proportion of risk, the employee or retiree at the end of the retirement or superannuation period can get a lump sum of 50 lakhs, 60 lakhs, 1 crore, what have you. कोई upper threshold limit 20 लाख जैसी नहीं है, जो कि OPS के तहत है.
Sanju, You see, none of those on the panel, including you and me, are going to get any pension. I know your love for economics, but you see, the political argument, Sanju, the timing. Maharashtra becomes the first state to accept it, and the fact that you are facing a difficult election, so perhaps the government thought that we have to do something about it before the Congress comes back again with an OPS kind of promise.
And now tell me one thing. When it comes to Maharashtra, we already have a scheme which is doing exceedingly well. Majhi Ladki Bahin Yojana, whereby any woman within the age group of 18 years to 60 years or thereabouts gets a monthly a payout of 1,500 rupees. Then you have something like Lakhpati Didis. For instance, today, the Prime Minister has announced at Jalgaon that a fund of 2,500 crore will benefit more than 43 lakh women across 5 lakh self-help groups. तो मोदी सरकार महिलाओं के लिए, किसानों के लिए, युवाओं के लिए, the development process is an ongoing process. Tell me one thing. We completed the Mumbai Trans Harbour Link project in 2023. This was started or envisioned by Jawaharlal Nehru in 1961.
Okay.
62 साल लग गए मुंबई ट्रांस हार्बर लिंक प्रोजेक्ट को कॉन्ज्यूमेट करने में. Are you telling me that also is with an eye on elections? Andheri Versova Link Road, is that with an eye on elections? Nagpur Metro, is that with an eye on elections? Pune Metro, is that with an eye on elections? Thane Internal Ring Road Project, is that with an eye on elections? So let's be very honest that the infrastructure boom in Mumbai, Maharashtra has been an ongoing process, and who can forget the massive, ambitious Delhi-Mumbai expressway, whereby road now, you will be able to reach from Delhi to Mumbai or Mumbai to Delhi in 10 to 12 hours, which is amazing.
Understood. Let me turn around this argument. You know, what's wrong, even if it's timed with elections? After all, this is the same opposition which does not agree for one nation, one election. Pulla Rao, if I can get you in, because you seem to be questioning the UPS. You know, how does it matter that the government takes a decision ahead of elections? Because now you are looking at Maharashtra, not yet announced, but Haryana and Jammu and Kashmir elections. Soon there would be elections for Maharashtra and Jharkhand. The moment those elections are over, we are looking at elections for Delhi. And by the time Delhi is over, perhaps together, we would be looking for elections in Bihar. So is there a suggestion about the timing that the government should not be taking a decision at all? I mean,
no, I don't think it has timing is of any issue. It has no impact. This pension scheme is already, these schemes, these infrastructures which XYZ talks about, they have no impact. These have been digested and rejected. Infrastructure, we hear that. What about the middle class? I find, after all, this touches 2.4 million people. There are 400 million people who have been becoming poor for the last 10 years because of inflation, various things. I would have been so happy if the government addressed that. Election time or no election time. They have not done that. Even on the budget, they have not done that. A few government servants are benefiting because they're vocal, they make noise, they get the benefit. And that's why they scream and fight for these jobs. The normal middle class person.
Pulla Rao, from where did you pull out this figure that 400 million people have become poor in the last 4 years?
No,
which IMF, Planning Commission, Niti Aayog,
middle class. Whoever thinks he is middle class, a self-employed person, everybody who's feeling the pinch, there's nothing for them.
I mean, just because people are feeling poor, they become poor? No Niti Aayog, no Planning Commission, no Finance Ministry, no Chief Economic Advisor?
This is a middle income economy. It is not going to go into a high income economy for the next 45 years.
So what are you saying? Should we give the pension or not give the pension? If you are saying we are not able to afford it, then you are actually siding with the people who say that there should be no old pension, no unified pension, only NPS. Right?
No problem. It is marginally, when they go through the small print, they'll go with some marginal benefit and they'll come back with their demands again. I am saying the larger issue, I would have been happy if the government has addressed some of the things what people are voicing. Infrastructure helps show growth. Heavy equipment is what, cement factories what, but it's not doing anything. I am telling you, the Bombay or Maharashtra, fine.
Pulla Rao.
There's nothing there in other places.
Pulla Rao, no. I'm not able to make sense of what you're saying. I'm not able to make sense of what you're saying.
I'll tell you one thing. Give
No.
me one chance.
No.
You know,
Okay, quickly.
Basically, this is going over the heads of people. All the so-called infrastructure and these things.
Arey Baba, we are not discussing infrastructure. We are discussing whether the Modi government is right in bringing the unified pension scheme and to sort of fox the opposition, because the opposition was thinking that they want OPS but were not able to.
I don't think it's such a strategic
He has no
game.
idea about the
It is
economy.
already
He just comes and
factored in.
speaks.
Okay, Sanju, let me handle this.
On your show.
Let me handle this. Okay, Tariq Khan.
Can I quickly come in, Abhishek?
No, we are not discussing infrastructure. I think he was digressing. Sanju, let him not. I'm just staying focused on this conversation.
He spoke about the middle class. Give me 20 seconds.
I'll come to you because I have to get others also. I'll come to you. You will get your chance. You rebut Pulla Rao when I come to you. But you see, Tariq Khan, since you are representing the Samajwadi Party and would you want to support Romesh Sabharwal in any manner? Romesh Sabharwal seems to be welcoming, but at the same time, the Congress Party has failed to implement OPS in Himachal, and the Congress Party in fact could not benefit from its promise of old pension scheme in states like Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh. So in that scenario, Tariq Khan, isn't it that the BJP government, the Modi government has sort of foxed the opposition and the Congress Party and ahead of elections? And as I said, it does not matter if it's before elections. The Congress now cannot make the promise of OPS because the government has already brought in something which is better.
Listen, it's totally very different from OPS. First of all, let me say this, and I'll prove it, okay? And it's not the demand of the Samajwadi Party or the Congress Party. Let me talk about Uttar Pradesh. It's demand of more than 18 lakh employees and more than 1 crore families to bring back OPS. It's not our demand. We are just supporting that demand which is being raised by the organizations of this government employee. Simple and straight. Now, all the time BJP shout, we have double engine in Uttar Pradesh. We are double engine. We are running with high speed. What about Uttar Pradesh? Why Uttar Pradesh government had not said that we are going to implement the same thing? We'll welcome it. Let it be. Let's say the state government should have come forward right now because there is no election in Uttar Pradesh. Why not saying anything? Implement it in Uttar Pradesh.
Tariq Khan, what if the Yogi government in the next cabinet says that they approve of the UPS like Maharashtra did today?
We'll say okay, but it's still there is a difference. You have to work for 25 years, point number 1. Contribution of the government is still very less, point number 2. Point number 3, you will not get the 50% of last salary drawn as it was in OPS. Now you will get the average of 12 months of salaries. That means if somebody have got promoted in the last month or 3rd month or 4th month, 5th month, he'll get an aggregate of that and divided by number of months, and then 50% of that will be the pension.
Okay.
This is not being demanded by us. This is demanded by the government employees. 18 lakh
Tariq, you know, I have seen some of the reactions and they are split clearly. The political opposition, I'm coming to you, Dada. The political opposition is sort of not clear what they should be, how they should be reacting to it, because I think even they realize that this is the best thing possible. By the way, Romesh Sabharwal, someone who's part of the Congress party system and someone who's heading the professional Congress or whatever it is called, I believe his name is Praveen Chakravarti. He has welcomed the decision. Tariq Khan, by the way, the Congress party is the biggest proponent of OPS, and Congress party's Praveen Chakravarti, I'm going through his post on social media today in the morning. Pension for government staff in India is inherently a tax on the majority, poor to pay the elite minority. Pulla Rao, listen, you were talking about poor. This is the Congress party's Praveen Chakravarti saying pension for government staff in India is inherently a tax on the majority poor to pay the elite minority, which happens to be, of course, the government employees. So OPS was reformed to NPS in 2013 or whatever, but NPS did not assume a minimum amount for retired families. Now UPS does that. This is prudent and welcome. This Praveen Chakravarti is someone who was very clearly against whatever the BJP government would do on many of the economic decisions that they would take. Now, the point is, Uday Mahurkar, let me get you in. I have some questions to ask. BJP is bringing this scheme, which is, I think, best of both the worlds between the NPS and the OPS, and so perhaps is being welcomed by the employees themselves, as also, of course, some quarters of the Congress party. Even Ramesh Savarwal said he appreciates. My question is, Uday Dada, what happens to the Revdi culture argument? Because this is going to cost anything between 6,000 to 10,000 crores annually, adding to the exchequer's burden. What happens to the Revdi culture argument of the BJP?
I don't think.
Are you getting a sense that the BJP perhaps got psyched out a bit, and to offset the Congress has actually taken this decision?
I don't think so. You see, people who are benefiting from this scheme are a very important part of running this country and the government. So you can't see it in profit and loss terms beyond a point, number one. Number two, this government has done an excellent job of, giving results in the infrastructure area, poverty removal. I think it has found a very balanced solution to this whole scheme by bringing the whole question by bringing this unified pension scheme. So I think it's a very good solution. Congress, being in opposition, would always oppose. But I think a layman, an Indian who is committed to nation's development will welcome this move of the Modi government.
If that be the case, Uday Dada, then why not, if it's really that smart, then and if in any way the BJP is getting accused about the timing, then why not bring it, say, in the month of January and February and have some impact in the general elections and not now?
There is one or the, I completely agree with Sanju Verma, there is one or the other election always coming. So the government work cannot be stopped, to accommodate that.
So Sanju Verma, why not before the general election, Sanju Verma, if election is not the issue? You could have benefited, because remember, this is for the central government employees, and state elections have nothing to do with central government employees. The central government employees would have perhaps been impressed more had you brought this scheme before the general election, Sanju Verma.
Abhishek, I can take the easy route out and say, Der aaye durust aaye. But I will not do that. And while 23 lakh central government employees will benefit on account of unified pension scheme, the states have been given the option to either go for OPS or go for NPS or go for UPS. That prerogative is left to the states' devices completely. Point number 3, and most importantly, because I think this is very, very important, the biggest difference between OPS and UPS is this. Under the OPS, you had inflation indexation, but no DA adjustment related indexation. In UPS, you will have inflation indexation on the overall amount, plus you will have DA adjustment related indexation also. The second and most important point is, under the OPS, you only used to get a lump sum at the end of superannuation period with an upper threshold of 20 lakh rupees. In this case, I'm told, you will get 1/10 of your pay plus DA for every 6 months that you have served in your service as lump sum, along with the 50% pension money,
right,
and along with the gratuity. So the corpus that you get at the end of superannuation will be at least 2x more than what you would have.
Sanju Verma, the political argument.
Yes.
The political argument. I asked you a question, why not bring it in? Also, let me push it further. Now, you see, what Mallikarjun Kharge says about timing, he's actually also suggesting one more aspect of the government in the present. The manner in which the Waqf decision had to go to the Joint Parliamentary Committee, the manner in which the lateral entry move had to be pulled back, go back to the farm laws which had to be withdrawn, and going back to the land acquisition ordinance in 2014 itself, which had to be taken back. I am someone who's a votary of the land acquisition law, I am someone who's a votary of the farm laws, I am someone who's a votary of the lateral entry route. And yet, these decisions had to be taken back. Sanju Verma, there is some problem in the manner in which the BJP government or the Modi government brings out these schemes and then it has to take them back. There's some problem with the manner in which they are rolled out, right?
Okay, that's a very interesting question. Now let me start. Now let me make this a bit political. Till now, I was giving the academic side of the argument. I was wearing the hat of an economist and talking. Now I will wear the hat of a politician and speak. I will tell you, if you are saying, "Arey Modi government ने ये scheme लाई, फिर they went back." 2-3 scheme लाई होंगी जो लेकर आए और फिर due to various factors they decided not to go ahead. But let's talk about Karnataka, a large state which the Congress won. We will give 10 kgs of rice to every household. बाद में जब नहीं हुई promise fulfill, they blame the Food Corporation of India. They said खटाखट. We will reduce milk prices. They have increased milk prices by 2 rupees per litre. They said we will reduce electricity prices, 200 units of electricity free. Now they have said 37% increase in electricity prices. Khatakat model has flown out of the window. They said we will never raise petrol and diesel prices. Few weeks back in Karnataka, they raised the value-added tax on petrol and diesel by 3 rupees per litre. They said we will never raise water tariffs. They have increased water tariffs by 30% after saying खटाखट आपके account में पैसे आएंगे. They said every month 3,000 rupees will be given to women as allowance.
Okay.
Not given a single penny. The
Okay.
खटाखट model has completely failed. So all I want to say is, in BJP, promises are by and large fulfilled.
Okay.
And in Congress, promises are by and large unfulfilled, and the voters are taken for a nice ride and up the garden path.
Okay. Let Ramesh Sabharwal respond to that since we have someone from the Congress. Ramesh Sabharwal, would you want to respond khatakhat to what Sanju Verma has made a charge against, a litany of charges against you?
Abhishek, the whole country knows, the whole government servants knows who is pro-government servant and who is anti-government servant. I, being a son of a government servant and contest election from the heart of the country, the government servants area, I know what kind of Congress party has given to the government servants. They are anti-government servant. We know that.
Arey Baba, but why not give it in Karnataka? Why not give it in Himachal? It's. I'm coming. My submission is that in Karnataka, before the parliament elections, after the parliament elections, the counting was not done. They increased the rate of milk all over the country. They increased the toll tax all over the country. In Karnataka, they had given inherit so bad condition to Siddaramaiah and to Shiv Kumar. What they will do? There is nothing left. They have looted Karnataka. They have looted. The Karnataka, they have looted. They have looted Karnataka. They have looted. Everybody knows.
14,000 crore.
That's why they lost in
Karnataka. Will resign or not? Jawab dijiye.
They lost in Karnataka.
40,000 crore.
We will reform it.
will resign or not?
Do that.
Jawab dijiye.
ये लोग झूठे मक्कार लोग हैं.
Okay, Ramesh Sabharwal.
राजनीति करते हैं वोट के लिए.
Ramesh Sabharwal, that's an easy way out you are taking. You know, you are taking an easy way out, Ramesh Sabharwal. You know, likes of Montek Singh Ahluwalia, for example. You know, he is not someone who's from the Sangh Parivar. He is not affiliated to Nagpur. He is strongly batted against the old pension scheme. He has said that this is something which is wrong. But the Congress party continues to promise, obviously, because you have behaved in a manner as if you are not going to come to power and you are not going to get responsibility. So let's just promise the moon. We will see when it comes. And now, when you have landed up in power in Himachal and Karnataka, you are finding it difficult. I believe your leadership is not able to find a solution to this problem, right, Ramesh Sabharwal? But you are putting the blame on the BJP because you yourself don't have answer to the problem. So how to solve this problem?
Definitely there will be a Himachal and Karnataka. Definitely we will implement the policies which we made a policies. The policies of the pension has to be given. The government servant has to be given. What right they have? Who is going to refuse them?
Maybe tomorrow Karnataka government can come and announce that, okay, fine, they are accepting the UPS and would implement it like Maharashtra, like possibly some other BJP states.
Have you started giving 10 kg of rice to every household every month? The answer is no. Have you given 200 units of electricity free every month to every household? The answer is no. Have you raised for government-run schools? Yes. You raised school fees by 2%.
ये कर्नाटका में पहुंच गई है. We are discussing the pension scheme. We reached to a state.
No, we are discussing pension scheme, and we are also discussing the politics of the pension schemes to Ramesh Sabharwal, and the fact that the Congress party triggered it by making old pension scheme promise the leitmotif of its campaigns in all the states. And surprisingly, it did not find mention in the general elections manifesto, and that's why I asked the BJP whether the BJP has got psyched out. But there is another important topic of conversation that we are having as part of this debate today, and I have to move to that. And for that, I want to begin with Dr. Sandeep Yadav, Professor Sandeep Yadav. He's with the Delhi University. He is also a Dalit rights activist, and he is live from Ghaziabad. I have made him wait for a while. And the second conversation that we are having today as part of this larger debate, because this is the story which has trended through the day, both the government's decision to bring in the UPS and the caste census thing, because Rahul Gandhi made a comment yesterday and it sort of got traction. I don't know whether it should have, but it was a little comical that he made the kind of comments. Dr. Yadav, to be extending the caste reservations argument to the Miss India pageant, to begin with, do you agree with that?
Rahul Gandhi was using a metaphor that like the communities like OBC, SC, STs and minorities, how much they are represented in this kind of, competitions. They are not. He wanted to, he used this metaphor to just tell the people that these people are completely missing from all these elite competitions. And why are they missing from these elite competitions? Because they do not, they don't matter. They're, they are not into the structural, they are not the structural part of the society. That's why they are missing into this type of competition. He gave an example. So people generally are doing a kind of misreading, which is wrong. First of all. The second thing, Rahul Gandhi was explaining the caste census. Caste census, which was done by the Britishers in 1872. And from 1872, they continued it till 1941. 1st September 1939, Second World War broke out. So they did not come forward with the data of 1941 caste census, but we, the Indian governments, all the governments run by Congress and BJP and Janata Party, Janata Dal, there is still, they take, consider the data of 1931 as far as the policies are concerned for the upliftment of the minority and the OBCs. Because, we have social justice ministries in our country, but we don't have data about, OBCs and the minorities and the other caste groups. We collect data for SCs and STs, but we don't have. OBC forms the largest group of the country. They are, Mandal Commission said that they are 52% population of this country.
Right.
But recently, Bihar government did a kind of caste survey where the OBCs and, including the OBCs and the EBCs, they were more than 63%.
Right.
So they are somewhere above 60%, but in the structure of the society and the power structure, like, there are 4 pillars of democracy: judiciary, media, bureaucracy, and then, our parliament.
Okay.
So these people are less represented as per their population proportion.
Professor Yadav.
That's the problem. Rahul
Professor
Gandhi,
Yadav, I agree.
Explain this point.
Okay, I partly agree with you that you need data. We live in times perhaps where when Google has more information about us vis-a-vis the government, in some cases, if not in all cases, perhaps Google does not know our caste, but the Google does know a lot of more things which perhaps even the government does not know. So yes, data is needed. I agree with you. But is caste census the best way to understand our society? Is something which we are discussing. And I have to explain to the viewers why I have jumped from, or I have connected the UPS decision with the caste census thing. Because this was in the news cycle the last 24 hours. Also, Because the manner in which the BJP government came out with this UPS decision to sort of offset the possibility of the Congress party picking it up again for the state elections. Are we looking at the possibility of the BJP government bringing in census, much delayed census, and agreeing for caste to be enumerated as part of this census exercise? Dr. Yadav says that yes, it is needed, and I partially agree with him, but maybe for different reasons. Let me get in Pattabhi Rama Koma Reddy. He's someone who has not participated in the debate as yet. Sanju Verma, I'll come to you. Pulla Rao, I have to come to you. And also, of course, Uday Mahurkar and Tariq Khan. But let me begin with Mr. Koma Reddy. Mr. Koma Reddy, you are an ally of the BJP, and you're part of the NDA, and both at the center and the state level. You think caste census is something which should happen, irrespective of which side of the political divide you are in?
Abhishek, good evening. Yes, Telugudesam party is in favor of caste census and it should happen. And at the same time, today I've heard the comments of the leader of the opposition, Rahul Gandhi. I think he is completely out of his mind. He should get himself treated at the best hospital available immediately. The kind of comments he is making, talking about caste representation in Miss India pageants, I can't understand. I'm searching for words to describe the mental condition of Rahul Gandhi. Mr. Rahul Gandhi, I'll give you two examples. I think you should answer to these two examples. Your party was in power for almost 50 years after independence. And you know, the first Dalit president for this country got elected in 1997. 1997 is the year in which our country got the first Dalit president.
Yeah.
And it was our leader, Mr. Naidu, who as the convener of United Front, who was instrumental in getting a Dalit leader elected as the president of this country. Where was your great-grandfather? Where was your grandmother? Where was your father? What they were doing? Did they not have the idea of getting a Dalit elected as the president of this country for 50 years after independence? And when was the first Dalit speaker elected? It was in 1998. And it is again my leader, Mr. Chandrababu Naidu, who got Mr. GMC Balayogi elected as the first Dalit speaker of Lok Sabha in this country. Where was Congress?
Not
Where
only
was
this.
Mr. Jawaharlal Nehru? And today you talk about Dalit representation in Miss India pageants.
Not only this.
So you have to get yourself checked.
Exactly.
I think, Mr. Koma Reddy, you know, it was very flippant of Rahul Gandhi to be, you know, saying what he did. There have been a couple of instances of, at least one instance of a tribal and one instance of an OBC becoming Miss India, by the way. And I'm not getting into names. I'm told that, for example, Aishwarya Rai comes from the Bant community, and sometimes it has got reflected as an OBC in Karnataka. It cannot be a better example than that. But, you know, there is a larger issue. I'm told, and while I was studying for this, Rajiv Gandhi made the longest speech of his career on 6th of December 1990, when he opposed the implementation of the Mandal Commission report, which was being done by the VP Singh government. And it is since 1990 onwards that any election that has happened, 1989, of course, the Congress party lost, that the Congress has never got a complete majority. Obviously, because the OBC saw in Rajiv Gandhi, I beg your pardon, and hence the Congress party, a symbol of opposition to their cause of reservations. Let me take this question I'll come to you, Sanju Verma. Let me take this question to Uday Mahurkar. And my question to you, Uday Dada, is that for all these years, 1980 is the time when Mandal Commission report came. Indira Gandhi was the Prime Minister. 1984, Rajiv Gandhi became Prime Minister. 1989, he demitted office. 1990, he opposed the implementation of the Mandal Commission report. What is it that has made the Congress party fall so much in love with the OBC reservation now in 2024? Obviously, it is this itch of getting back to power somehow.
No. Congress from day one has been a party which has been coming with which has been supporting a divisive ideology. If you look at the formation of the Congress in 1885, in the name of appeasement of Muslims, in the name of appeasement of minorities, it has been dividing the country. But today's Congress is the hands of divisive forces like never before. So every third statement of Rahul Gandhi is divisive. Whether it is related to Muslims, whether it is related to, a healthy democracy needs social reform and social justice. Nobody can deny it. And it is coming. You see, the examples Mr. Reddy gave, prove this. There is reform in the country, there is social justice in the country over the last many years, But then, if Congress is raising these issues so vehemently now, what did it do during its tenure?
Absolutely.
So,
Ramesh Sabarwal.
Totally driven by divisive demands, divisive ideology, divisive thinking.
Ramesh Sabarwal, there is a direct charge against you that you are being divisive just to come to power, because when you were in power for 10 years, 2004 to 2014, you did nothing. In fact, caste census could have been part of the 2011 census. You did not let it happen. Rahul Gandhi slept over it. In fact, actively did not allow it to happen, according to some reports. And then the fact that Rajiv Gandhi opposed it. What makes you think that you are going to be seen as champions of OBC now, Ramesh Sabarwal?
No. Mr. Kapoor, the Britishers divided the country into the religion. Congress never do the Muslim and Hindu politics.
Congress is dividing based on the basis of caste now.
Same thing. No.
Congress is responsible for the partition of the country.
Listen to me.
It is the Muslim appeasement policy of the Congress which led to the partition of this
country.
Listen
me. No, wrong, you're wrong. You're wrong.
No.
Britishers
has proved it beyond the
Britishers have done that.
Britishers were divisive. But
Ramesh Sabarwal, can you give a bhashan and monologue to everybody else on the show?
This country.
Ramesh Sabarwal.
Your debate is about to get over and the BJP has still not had a chance to speak in the second debate.
So you will get Sanju Verma. Hold on. Ramesh Sabarwal. I asked a question, you answer that.
Let me speak now. I'm answering that. Britishers have divided the country, not the Congress has divided the country. Mind their language first. Number two, we always gave a minority president of India. Yani Jai Singh was the Sikh. Fakhruddin Ahmed was the Muslim at that time. At that time, the questions of the country to unite the country, because the Britishers, which they seeded the country into the religion politics. That was the reason. Now, I'm coming to caste census. Rajiv Ji's time, when VP Singh brought up Mandal Commission, there was a total flow of students' agitation in Delhi. The students were burning at that time. That was the time which was in 90s. I saw myself. I was the president of the Student Congress at that time, the NSY of state. I know. But
Ramesh Sabarwal. I asked you a question. The Congress party did not implement caste census or do anything about caste census when it was in power in 2011, Ramesh Sabarwal. Congress party did nothing for private sector reservation. The Congress party did nothing for reservation in Miss India pageant.
We want. In Miss India
I want to make one very important point, Abhishek. Can I?
Sanju, quickly. Yes, Sanju.
Rahulji, tone and tenor.
Mr. Sabarwal, you've spoken.
Okay, Mr. Sabarwal.
Tone and tenor.
Sanju.
Can I come in now, Abhishek? May I come in, please?
Quickly, yes.
Yes, I am coming in quickly at the fag end of the second debate. Give me at least 60 seconds. First and foremost, let's be very clear. Who gave constitutional status to the National Commission of Backward Classes? The Modi government. Who, via the 127th Amendment, included 671 additional communities under the OBC group? It is the Modi government. whether it is Kalyan Singh of Uttar Pradesh, whether it is Babulal Gaur and Uma Bharti or Shivraj Singh Chauhan in Madhya Pradesh, or whether it is currently the current CM Mohan Yadav in Madhya Pradesh, or for that matter, it is the current Chief Minister in Chhattisgarh, Vishnu Deo Sai. When it comes to empowering people from backward classes, or for that matter, Draupadi Murmu, the first tribal president in India, it is Narendra Modi. When he says Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas, Sabka Prayas, he actually walks the talk. मुझे एक बात बताइए मिस्टर सबरवाल, in 20 seconds, आपसे विनम्रता से पूछती हूँ, राजीव गांधी फाउंडेशन, the members are Sonia Gandhi, Ishian OBC no, Rahul Gandhi OBC no, Priyanka Vadra OBC no, Vijay Mahajan OBC no, Ashok Ganguly OBC no, Suman Dubey OBC no, Sam Pitroda OBC no. तो भाई साहब, राजीव गांधी फाउंडेशन में एक ओबीसी नहीं है, और राहुल गांधी चले देखने कि वेदर ऐश्वर्या राय और सुष्मिता सेन ओबीसी है या दलित है।
राजीव गांधी फाउंडेशन is only working for OBC. They are helping physically handicapped.
No, but the question is, how many Dalits are working in the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation? That's the question. Romesh Sabharwal, don't obfuscate with loud voice. Don't obfuscate with loud voice, Romesh Sabharwal. It's a tough question. You are refusing to answer. How many Dalits are spearheading the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation? Please tell us. Tell the country how many Dalits are part of the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation in decision-making capacity.
RGF is working for Dalits. RGF is working for handicapped. RGF is working for OBC. RGF.
Okay, let it not be Sanju Verma versus Romesh Sabharwal. You see,
working for poor people.
Okay. Now the question is, should we have caste census?
Poor people.
Sanju Verma.
Poor people. Poor लोगों के लिए.
फाउंडेशन में ओबीसी को लेकर आइए, दलित को लेकर आइए।
अरे काम ही हम कर रहे हैं गरीबों के लिए। राजीव गांधी फाउंडेशन.
Okay, Romesh Sabharwal, pull back. Romesh Sabharwal, pull back. You are refusing to answer, but pull back.
Sitaram Kesri was an OBC leader, and Sonia Gandhi locked up Sitaram Kesri.
Sanju, I'll come to you. Sanju, hold on. Hold on. I have to just get in Pulla Rao once. Sanju, let me. Sanju.
Let me just point out.
Okay, Pulla Rao. You know, I was reading a report. Okay, Sanju, hold on. Pulla Rao, I was reading a report. Tariq. Sanju, please. I'll come to you. You get.
Never.
Sanju, if you allow me now, you get the last word because there is an important question I have to ask of the BJP. I'll come to you. Pulla Rao now. Okay, Pulla Rao. You see, in some ways, there is a need for caste census. Just this month, the Maharashtra government, which is where BJP is in alliance, updated its OBC list and included at least one subcaste from the Muslim community in the OBCs. Uttar Pradesh has 79 subcastes in the OBC list, of which 38 are Muslim community subcastes. So we need to understand what's really happening in this country, and perhaps we need the caste census. But the question is, what is the motivation of the Congress party, which refused to look at this issue when it was itself in power, Pulla Rao?
Times change. 2011 is not 2024, and 2034 won't be 2024. One of the things is there is a demand. Can they stop the tsunami? I personally think census will be held sooner than later. Government has said after 2024. And I personally think they'll have a box saying, do you want to state your caste or give some preference?
Okay, Sanju, before I give the last word to you, let me get in just Tariq once more. Tariq and Professor Mandal quickly. Tariq, you support caste census? And would you then support the review of OBC lists, keeping in mind the fact that the Muslim community does not allow for castes as a categorization as per religion?
We Samajwadis included both the things, OPS and caste census, in our manifesto. You talk a lot about Mandal Commission report, and you said Congress opposed that. I accept it. But I am telling that what Lal Krishna Advani said when Mandal Commission report was implemented, I am reading out exactly.
Okay.
भाजपा अध्यक्ष ने सवाल उठाया कि अल्पमत वाली सरकार इतना अहम फैसला अपने सहयोगियों के मशवरे के बिना कैसे ले सकती है?
Okay, Professor Yadav, but Sanju Verma, I'll give the last word to you. Hold on. Sanju, please. let me just take this. Okay, you made your point, Tariq. You made your point, Tariq. Professor Yadav, quickly. Okay, Professor Yadav. Tariq, you made your point. Thank you. You made your point. So, Professor Yadav, quickly. Would you agree to a caste census, Professor Yadav? Would you agree to a caste census, Professor Yadav, in which this kind of clarity and post-clarity cleansing happens, where you have OBCs, but then they are OBCs of the Hindu religion, because caste system is specific to Hinduism. It is not there in Islam, it is not there in Christianity, it is not there in Sikhism. Professor Yadav, quickly.
Yes, actually, the caste identity has nothing to do with religious identity, first of all. Second thing, you check the World Inequality Lab report recently, which came out by Thomas Piketty and Lucas Chancel. These communities are badly represented there. Third thing, Aishwarya Rai is not an OBC. Fourth thing, Mr. Reddy was making a very cheap comment on Rahul Gandhi. Rahul Gandhi accepts. He says that whatever Congress has done in past, that has nothing to do with the present. They have taken a stand. They have taken the stand of caste census, and Mr. Reddy said, "Just let me complete. Let me complete.
Are so dignified. It is Rahulji's comments which are so cheap.
I think you were just commenting on Rahul Gandhi, but my last word, because I promised last word to Sanju Verma. Sanju Verma, quickly. Mr. Koma Reddy, who's on the panel, is your ally.
Let me speak.
Nitish Kumar, Professor, just hold on. I've run out of time, that's why. Mr. Koma Reddy is your ally. Nitish has already done a caste census. And in which case, Sanju Verma, would the BJP government agree to a caste census given the fact that your allies also want it?
Kalelkar Commission identified
almost 2,300 castes.
Sanju Verma, last word, quickly, 30 seconds only, I've run out of time.
Let me complete, madam. Madam, let me complete.
Mr. Yadav, sorry, I have really run out of time. I have asked the question to Sanju Verma. Sanju Verma.
Who are you to keep me quiet? Mind your language.
Sanju, don't cross talk.
Mind your language.
Sanju Verma, quickly, given the fact that your allies also want caste census, including Chirag Paswan, who has said today only that there should be caste census, Sanju Verma, would the BJP go for it?
You have the data?
No. Unfortunately, I really run out of time, Sanju Verma. I give you last word. But, friends, between the manner in which the Modi government went after its decision of UPS and this challenge of tackling the caste census, I believe there should be a thought within the government that perhaps caste census is an idea whose time has come. Maybe the objective of the Congress party is different, but we at least in the country need to know which community is represented with what numbers, and more importantly, whether based on that caste census, we can come to a conclusion that only those who suffered the vagaries of this caste system for millennia and more should be beneficiaries, and not those who did not. I think that's a debate which is going to continue. I've run out of time. That's only what I could pack in this hour. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. And after a short break, whether China is wanting to have a Dalai Lama of its own, on the other side, Get Me Right. And of course, tomorrow, 8 p.m, Super Prime Time Max with Arnab Goswami is back. Thanks for watching.